Hello, hello. Okay. Looks like we are live. Just trying to just get this set up. How do I find what my stream even is? That's interesting. Guess I'm just gonna have to like go to my channel and just directly copy and paste the link. Oh wait, Nason. Nason, you got a notification that fast? That's crazy. That is crazy. I gotta type out all these links. Now you know who's fake and doesn't join right away. That's funny. Where was the ping? I'm sending it right now. Sending it right now. This is odd. I haven't done this in a while. I have to get it set up.
I can hardly control myself.
Oh my goodness. So loud. So loud. League of Legends? Yeah, I don't think we're doing that. Okay. Well, I'm glad the text box still works. There's a lot of things that still work. Baldi's Basics, not today. We're not doing that today. That will be on Saturday. But we're gonna play some Marvel Champions. That's the plan. That's the plan. Yeah. I think we can get through like 2 villains. Shouldn't be too hard. It's weird I'm multi-streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I mean, I don't really know how it's gonna work. But it's working so far. Okay. See, like, once I get an area that I don't have to use my actual desk to do, I feel like it'd be so much easier. But we work with what we've got. Okay. Alright, so like the plan for today is we are going to be playing. Oh, let me bring it out. I had it sitting on my bed. Boom. Playing NeXt Evolution. This is, I don't know what campaign number this is. But yeah, I haven't played through this box at all. And it's gonna be a blind run. I'm not gonna read the villains or what they do. I just threw all my stuff in here because it made it easy. This is how I like how this stuff started. Oh, take all this stuff out. This is the plan. I'm gonna put it all. Gonna set it up. I don't need this right now, I don't think. Gonna take these out. I can learn how to play the game again. Yeah, maybe. That's the plan. That's the plan. Okay, we just gotta take out all this stuff. I guess the first villain. Now the first villain has a lot of cards. Okay. I think this is the first villain. And then we'll just move everything. Where would I put this? I guess back on the bed it goes. Back on the bed it goes. Okay. So I'm gonna need to actually read the campaign log and stuff like that. The expert cards will go in there for now. We're going to be playing on standard. I don't know what any of these guys do. Okay, this looks like it goes in the deck. Just gonna shuffle this up. This is NeXt Evolution. It's just a campaign box. It has you play as like the X-Force people, so like Cable, Domino, things like that. I'm interested why the text box doesn't go to the bottom. Why does it only go... I wonder if there's a way that I could extend that. It's been a while. If I just make it bigger, does it work? Oh. I mean, yeah, it's like the easiest answer, right? Camera's making you dizzy. Is it moving? It looks weird. It's at a bit of an angle. It's a bit of an angle for sure. No drop frames so far, which is good. Just shuffling up, but I'm gonna have to read the encounter deck anyways. So I'm just gonna separate the deck that we're playing with, and this is the deck that we're gonna use through the whole campaign. I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad, but I'm just gonna separate Cable's identity cards. We're gonna be playing Cable. Domino is also very strong, but the whole reason I bought this was to play Cable. I knew a bit about him. It's all about the player side schemes. I like how he has the same gimmick as his dad, where he doesn't need... he's not limited by kind of the deck building restrictions of the game. He can play any aspect, player side schemes, and I think that's really cool. That should be all of Cable specific cards. So we'll take those out. So we're going to be playing Cable through NeXt Evolution today. Here's all his identity specific cards, and then let's go the rest of the deck list. So this is just a double resource. Let me see if we can bring this up. Oof. It's weird. We have Blindfold. I don't think it's going to focus. Blindfold ally. She just lets us see at the encounter deck. We're doing Justice because he's all about thorning. We got Blindfold. Spider-Man, who instantly clears out any player side scheme, though he is a bit expensive. We have more doubles. Another double resource, the Power of Justice. We have a couple of high cost yellow cards. I want to go ahead and take the other one out while we're ahead, because we're already talking about the resources. So we're on five doubles, which is pretty normal. Endurance, I just like it. So 1 cost, helps us live some hits without having to defend. Heroic Intuition, this gives Cable that 3 thwart that he really wants to get rid of these player side schemes. I think I'll take out all the player side schemes too, just because it makes sense to talk about them together. I'm not limiting myself just to NeXt Evolution. I have, a couple of the bit of the content past it as in terms of the hero pack, so trying to make a deck that's, you know, pretty strong. Then we have Quasar. He's another one of those basic Justice allies. He removes 1 threat from every scheme when he comes in. He costs 3. He's pretty good. Under surveillance, especially in solo, just makes the main scheme pop at a later time. X Bunker is another one of those cards that wasn't in here, but it seemed really good for Cable, especially if we choose to flip down. You know, it basically just says search the top and add anything you need. It's pretty crazy. You got Nick Fury here, just classic card. Def Focus is something that I saw. I was like, a lot of his cards are superpowers. Maybe we can get some use out of it. Jessica Jones, another basic Justice ally. Quake, basic Justice ally. Helicarrier is just a solid support. He doesn't have access to X-Jet. He's X-Force, not X-Men. Arrows, there's not a lot here. Another basic Justice ally. And then the 2 skilled investigators. He's all about clearing those side schemes. And then, you know, the main draw of the deck really comes here for all the player side schemes. These are all extremely strong. Man, this is a bit of a glare here. But yeah, we have Call for Backup. Lets you put any ally into play. Comes in with 3 in solo. Lay the Trap. Easy way to deal 5 damage to an enemy. I like this one. It's also easy to clear. 3 when it comes in. Build support. You get any 3 cost or less support. You can grab Helicarrier, or if we come in with the Grey Malkin, we can grab that as well. Or like if we come in with the Grey Malkin, we can grab Helicarrier. If we already have Grey Malkin, if we already have the Helicarrier, we can grab Grey Malkin. You know, it just grabs whatever. It gets his engine running. Comes in with 3. Superpower Training is the really fun one. I guess I'll talk about it at the end. Established Perimeter comes with 2. This is really easy to clear early before you have that 3 thwart. Gives you a tough. Lock and Load can get his plasma rifle, or I forget what it's called, just for free. You clear it for 2, you grab it, and now you can start doing damage range, so no retaliate. Superpower Training is the one that comes with, I think it's X23 or Specialized Training. Lets you put in one of these upgrades. Combat Specialist, Defense Specialist, Surveillance, or Frontline. These are all really strong. It really just depends on the villain we're fighting, which one we take. I think usually if we didn't get Heroic Intuition, I think is the name of the card, the Justice that increases your thwart, we'll take the thwart one. If not, I've liked the extra hit points on him. I've liked the attack. You know, basically anyone that isn't the defense one you'll pick up as an upgrade. But yeah, Cable is just, he seemed really strong. I've played him a little in multiplayer, but still this box is totally blind for me. His setup ability, he just puts any player side scheme from the deck or discard pile into play, so he can instantly start running. His hero ability is very simple. He's 2/2/2 stat line, 12 health, 5 hand, and then 4 recovery on the other 6 hand. And all his response says is after he defeats a side scheme, he readies up once per phase. Very strong. I'm a big fan of him. He has a lot of things in his kit that combo with killing side schemes. You have Forced Amnesia, which after you clear a side scheme, it also goes in the victory display. You want things in the victory display because it buffs up his Telekinetic Blast and Mind Scan. Telekinetic Blast is a 3 for 6, so it's a bit under the power curve of Swinging Web Kick, but as soon as you get 1 side scheme, it meets it, and once you get 2 in there, it already passes it. It gets +1 damage for every side scheme in the victory display, and then Mind Scan is a 2 for 3, a bit under curve for Justice, but again, as soon as you get 1, you know, it gets extra thwarting for every side scheme in the victory display. As soon as you get 1, it's on curve. As soon as you get 2, it's crazy. Grey Malkin makes him crazy. Every time a side scheme's defeated, you can ready it, and it generates a lightning bolt resource, and he just has a lot of crazy cards like that. Cable's a lot of fun. Big fan of the character. So we're going to try and fight this first villain here, but before that I have to read the campaign, figure out what we're doing, and see how this villain works, because I look at it and there's like 12 different villains here, so I assume it's like a multi-villain scenario. And we're gonna have to read up before we get started here. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing tonight? Got a nice sub. How come Vienna sub did not come up? Woman down. How come Vienna sub didn't come up? It's just weird. Oh, I don't think it's actually linked to anything anymore. I think, do I have to like manually update it now? I mean, I will, but it's like, yeah, okay. I mean, I haven't streamed since I moved over to OBS Studio, so just interesting. I'll put it on. All right, there we go. It's been updated. It's been updated. Yeah, we shuffling up. We shuffling up. But yeah, we got to get to reading some rules here, so bear with me while I get some rules and get reading, basically. I think this first villain is called Morlock Siege. I assume we have to defend all these kind of, I guess I call them like faceless Morlocks. They have 1 attack, 1 thwart, 5 health, and it just says when an enemy would attack you, it attacks the Morlocks instead, which means we probably have to defend a lot, which is going to be interesting. But I'm just going to have to read up how the scenario works. So let's get the rules out real quick. Oh, fun rules. Let's see here. New cards, player side scheme. Okay, it can only play a player side scheme during their turn. When it enters play, it's placed next to the main scheme. Enters with a variable amount of threat. There's a limit in 1 to 2 players. The player side scheme limit is 1. Any player side scheme remains in play until either there's no threat on it or it is discarded due to there being more player side schemes in play than the limit. Does that mean that I can play over a player side scheme? I'm not sure. I think that's how I'll rule it, though. Any rules or card effects that refer to schemes or side schemes also refer to player side schemes. Okay. Sure. Featured keywords. I think I know all of these except teamwork. I will have to look up how teamwork works if that comes up. Hope Summers. Interesting. So I know Hope Summers is a big character in this specific encounter set. Oh, my head's poking out. I know she is in this. I don't know if we need her for the first fight, though. Hope Summers was the first mutant born after M Day, when most of the mutants in the world lost their genetic powers. Viewed by some as a savior of mutant kind and others as a harbinger of an apocalyptic future, Hope was taken to the future by Cable, who raised her as his own daughter. Hope is represented in 2 different forms in this expansion. First, Hope Summers is a basic ally card. This card can be included in any player deck using the player deck customization rules, but it cannot be used while playing the NeXt Evolution campaign. Okay, so there is a Hope Summers you can use in any, I guess, like X-Men deck. Okay, but not during the campaign. Second, she is represented by the Hope Summers Encounter set, a 2-card modular encounter set consisting of Hope Summers and the Captive Hope side scheme. Hope Summers modular encounter set can be used with any scenario, but does not count towards the number of modular sets required to play. Hope Summers 130 is not a basic card and cannot be included in any player deck. Okay, the Hope Summers modular encounter set is mostly beneficial to the players and will make most scenarios easier to win. Some effects cause a villain or minion to attack an ally directly. When this occurs, any undefended damage from that attack is placed on the ally. Any boost abilities that refer to you refer to the player who controls the ally. Any abilities that trigger when attacking the enemy attacks you do not trigger, so I guess that's Spider-Man, Spider-Sense. Any players may defend these attacks as normal by declaring their hero or ally as a defender. The attack has overkill and defeats an ally, whether that ally was the attacked ally or a defending ally. The excess damage is dealt to the identity of the player who controlled. Okay, so if there's overkill, it doesn't go to the defending one, which is good. Okay. I think that's what we've got for there. Campaign mode rules. Okay. Campaign player side schemes. Okay, we're not playing the expert campaign. Okay, looks like we're here on Morlock Siege. So let's see what this one's all about. Let's read the comic. Holy. Gray Malkin. Oh, it's like his ship. Okay. Earth Orbit. If you're bored, wait, you could take a walk outside. Put it on screen, Professor Hope. What is it? Someone is attacking the Morlock tunnels. I'm trying to fend them off, but I need backup. We're on our way. Take cover until we arrive. Don't try to be a hero. Know the drill, Dad. Professor, have the team meet us at the Morlock tunnels. Body slide by 3. So it's Domino, Deadpool, and Cable. Morlock Siege. The Morlocks, a group of shunned mutants living in exile in the forgotten tunnels beneath New York, are under siege by the mutant mercenary group known as the Marauders. Hope Summers, member of the X-Men and adoptive daughter of Cable, was checking on the Morlocks in the wake of the recent Sentinel attacks. The Marauders came knocking. Leap into action to help Hope fend off the Marauders and save the Morlocks. So these are all the villains in the scenario. Okay. Flip each villain on its A side and B side for extra mode. We're just going to play it on standard first. Main scheme deck is Knock Knock and Mutant Massacre. Oh, it's these. These are the main schemes, okay. And counter deck is Morlock Siege, Military Grade, Mutant Slayers, and the standard encounter set. Morlock Siege has 7 different villains. Only one villain will be in play at a time, but the order is randomized, so players never know who will appear next. In order to win the scenario, players must defeat 3 of these villains. Okay. Okay. So it's a multi-villain scenario, and one of them is going to start randomly. So I'm going to shuffle up. Do they have different art? No, they don't. Anyone in chat want to pick a number 1 through 7? If not, I can pick it myself here. I gotta get these freaking notifications updated though. Shuffle those up. Just leave them here for now. Let me see if I can set up the rest of this. Set the hide, treachery, and each Morlock ally aside. Shuffle the villains together to create a villain deck. So this comes into play on routed. Cards under here are not in play. After the villain is defeated, put it under here. Discard each minion that shares a title with the top villain of the villain deck. That villain is in play. Villain activates each player. Interesting. We need to hide treachery and each Morlock ally aside. Is that the only hide treachery in the deck? Okay. So this says each player records their identity. The players as a group choose one player side scheme listed in the campaign log and do the following. Put it into play, mark it, and take the encounter card listed in the campaign log and shuffle it into the encounter deck. Okay, so let's look at the player side scheme. Okay, I'm glad that they put the wording, this does not count against the player side scheme limit, because it would have just completely killed the cable deck. When defeated, flip this card into Team Assembled. Ability on Team Assembled allows each player to play an ally from their deck for free. I do like that. Because that means I can, like, Team Assemble Nick Fury or Team Assemble into Spider-Man, maybe? Yeah, that's, like, really strong. And then when it flips, what happens? Enters play with one assembly counter. Action, remove one assembly counter from here. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for an ally with a printed cost of 3 or less. And put them into play. Okay, so when we flip this, it allows us to play a 3 cost or less ally. So we can't play Nick Fury or anything like that, but we can put in maybe Spectrum or whatever his name was. There's a lot of player side schemes, so let's look at these. So this one lets us play an ally. Are they all at 4? Is there one at 3? They're all at 4, okay. And all they do is they flip. We want a safe house counter. The first player puts the safe house support into play under their control. What does that look like? Alter ego action. Choose to heal 2 from your identity or draw 1 card. I don't like that one very much, but it's not the worst. A draw is good. You just can't really use it on the first turn. Gear up. Flip this card to put geared up into play. Remove 1 pouch counter. Each player shuffles one. Remove 1 pouch counter. Each player shuffles 1 copy of the pouch's resource card into their deck. And the pouches is just a double resource, right? Double wild. That is good. Let's see this. Okay. So if we defeat one of these, we get it for the rest of the campaign. I think the ally is definitely the best one so far. Gear up gives us a double wild. That's not terrible. Mission prep. Remove 1 prep counter from here. Just each player searches their deck and discard pile for 1 upgrade. Printed cost of 2 or less and puts it into play. This puts the Grey Malkin into play, right? Upgrade of 2 or less. Oh shoot. No, what happened? My mic fell. Okay. That should be fine there. How did that happen? Imagine if that happened during the game. That would have been crazy. Okay. Should be good. One upgrade with a cost of 2 or less. This is upgrade, not support. It means I can get... Bro, what is happening, man? My mic does not want to stay up. Hoping it'll stay now. I'm hoping, okay. I can put in depth focus. Skilled investigator is really strong to put in at the beginning. Especially if I don't draw it. Oh, it puts in my plasma rifle. I probably wouldn't use it for that. I'd probably use it for one of those other two. You can put in... there's some good ones, yeah. I do like mission prepped. What are these last two? I don't like the pouches one at all. Practice maneuvers. Reduce the printed cost of each event. The printed cost of 3 or more by 1. Okay, that's not bad. Each hero gets +1 defense and retaliate. That's also not bad. Just for the retaliate, in my opinion. I think assemble the team is probably easily the best one. Yeah, so I think this is the one that we'll start with. And then it has an associated encounter card, I think it says. Encounter card is Malice. Okay. So let me find that one. Oh, it should be here. Interesting. So Malice can come in with 1 health. Or we can just ignore her. Okay, so like when we kill her, she becomes an enemy. I think ignore her is probably the play. Ugh. Warlock Siege military grade and mutant slayers. Okay, yeah, that's everything. We get put on a timer. That's really interesting. And then it goes to 8. Okay. So if it schemes out, I guess it doesn't really... I mean, it kind of matters, but that's actually interesting, in my opinion. We don't really have to thwart the main when it's at, like, on that 3rd turn. Just shuffle these guys up some more. So, and then we'll see what the starting Morlock is. Shuffle them up. Alright. Starting Morlock is Blockbuster. He has 0 scheme into attack. Okay. He's going to come in with 11. I need to put this in a way that stream can see it. Okay. Set these aside. Okay, so we're going to start the first encounter here. So we're just going to be playing Cable, that deck you saw earlier out of the deck. We're going to start the campaign on the Morlock Siege. The first villain we have here is Blockbuster. We're on standard, so he has 11 hit points, 0 scheme, 2 attack. When he attacks you or an ally, he either gains a tough, or I choose, he either gains a tough or he gets +2 for the attack. Bit of a nasty guy. We might be giving him some toughs, but I'm not so sure on that. As for the player side scheme we chose, we're doing Assemble the Team because this seemed like the strongest one to get us going for the rest of the campaign. It comes in with 4. When it flips, it goes into this Team Assembled side. We can spend a counter to play any ally from our deck, cost of 3 or less, and just play it for free. Thought that was extremely strong. We do know that the Morlock Siege comes in with the routed environment. It says after the villain is defeated, they go under here. We discard every other minion that shares the title as the one that comes in. And that villain activates against us. So we're going to be taking some activations for sure. But let's see what we can do here on Cable on standard. So this is going to come in with 4 threat. The main is going to start with 1. And we're just going to shuffle up here and get this started. The encounter deck is already shuffled, but I'll give it a couple more. It has a standard encounter set, the 2 that comes with this, and my obligation in there. I'm going to shuffle up here. Gonna move these cards to the side. Gonna move this off screen real quick. We're gonna leave our deck right here. So now we're just gonna shuffle up the encounter. Give it a couple shuffles here. Do a quick cut. Quick middle cut. And let's put it back where it was. Right here. Okay, so we're going to drop our hand here. I'm not really sure what I want to see. It's my first couple of games on cable. 3 player side schemes is probably not. 4 is probably not what I'm looking for here. We do have an under surveillance, but it doesn't really matter on this first one. Ooh, I'm really not liking like any of these in my opinion. I do like the lock and load. It can get us the gun. And I also like I think Death Focus is the only card in this hand I really like. I think we're just going to dump 5 here. Yeah. I'll just dump 5, and then we'll just draw up 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I really like the Nick Fury here. We'll see what we can do. But I do like that. But alright, we'll keep this. Then Cable setup ability, Soldier X is going to take place. Search your deck and discard pile for a player side scheme and put that into play. I think that we have to take... Build support is good, but it might be a bit greedy. This is a hard one. I'm trying to see, do we need the Nick Fury? So if we do 1 for Death Focus, we can spend 1 for Mind Scan. We do 1 for Death Focus, do 1 for Mind Scan. So that'll bring this to 3. We'll thwart it out. It's going to go into the victory display. Or no, it doesn't. Ooh, okay. No, it just flips. But it's still a side scheme that is defeated. It lets us ready up, which then lets us bring our gun out with the weapon one. I kind of like that more than Nick Fury. But then the alternate, because then we get the Skilled Investigator draw too if we put this into play. So it gives us our telekinetic force field. I mean, I think that's fine. So I think we're going to take the weapon one here. So yeah, we'll put in Locked and Load here. It's going to come in with 2 threads. Yeah, that's what we're going to choose. Because I kind of like that turn. But alright, so we're going to go and grab our hand. I know Nick Fury's not playing the Nick is kind of sacrilegious, but I think it's going to work out here. So we're going to start, I think we're instantly going to start our turn. We're going to flip up into Cable. We're going to spend 1 for the Skilled Investigator. As soon as when a side scheme is defeated, we can draw a card. I'm going to spend 1 to play Deft Focus. So I can reduce the power or the cost of any superpower card. Then I'm going to tap the Deft Focus to reduce the power of Mind Scan. And spend the Oh wait, it gets more optimal if we... Oh, never mind. Before we do that, yeah, that's way better actually. We're just going to have Cable do a simple basic thwart onto Lock and Load. So this is going to go into the victory display. I'm not sure where I'm going to display this. I think I'll do it over here. So that's 1 in the victory display, and I'll probably use a dice on it. It says, when defeated, each player may search their deck and discard pile for a weapon upgrade and put it into play. So I kind of like that more. Let's grab right here is Cable's Plasma Rifle. It comes into play. Shuffle up. Ooh. He's kind of jumping out of the deck. We don't want that. Okay, so Plasma Rifle is going to come into play as soon as we defeat a side scheme. I guess we have 2 responses here. Response after a side scheme is defeated, we ready Cable, and then we have the Skilled Investigator response, which says after a side scheme is defeated, I can exhaust it and draw one card. So we got our endurance in our hand. So now we have a couple of options here. I do like the endurance. Is there any way? Yeah, I think we might be able to have a really nice turn here. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Def Focus to reduce the cost of Mind Scan because it is a superpower by 1, spending the telekinetic force field to Mind Scan him. Mind Scan assemble the team. So it says it removes 3 threat plus 1 for every side scheme of the victory display. I'll just put these counters on here. So there's 1 right now. So it's going to thwart for 4. We're instantly going to defeat this. When defeated, flip this card into team assembled and the environment comes into play. So it enters play with 1 assembly counter, and I have an action that I can remove 1. I can search my deck and discard for an ally with a printed cost of 3 and put them in play. I'm going to move these dice off to the side here. So now I'm looking here. We still have a basic. We have another basic activation. What I think I'm going to do here is... Ooh. Do I not get to... No, yeah, that's kind of miscounted. I wanted to use the plasma rifle here, but honestly, I could get the endurance into play. It's just as well, in my opinion. I think I will just attack Blockbuster here. Yeah, I will spend the telekinetic blast to put in endurance. Gain 3 hit points here. Do I want to see blindfold right now? I'm not so sure. I think I will just save the assembly counter just in case I need a ally next round. It might be a mistake, but I'm going to attack him for 3, bringing him from 11 down to 9. That's going to be the end of my turn. I think that was pretty solid. We're going to ready everything up. Draw up to our hands, printed hand size of 5, 3, 4, 5. The Gray Malkin is really good here, but we did get a lot of our 3-cost allies. So let's just see what happens. Okay. All right. Everything's readied up. Cable's readied up. So we have this coming up. So the start of the villain phase is going to go up by 2. Force response. After evolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 not counter on here. If there are at least 3, it advances to the next stage. Now Blockbuster is going to try and attack us. I can choose to either give him a tough or give him +2 for this activation. He has a base of 2, so a base of 4 is really nasty. But we do have 15 HP here. I think I'll just give him +2 for it. I think that's fine. So he's going to swing with a base of 4, and he's going to flip a card. 5, 6, that's okay. It brings us from 15 down to 9. Then he's going to get 1 encounter card here. Let's flip it. Chimera. She has Patrol. 5 at 5 health. When Chimera attacks you or an ally, you have to spend either a science resource or she gets +2 for the attack. And now I cannot thwart the main because of that Patrol. And okay, that is back to us. Okay. This is interesting. How am I gonna tackle this? I do really want to put the Great Malkin down. I really want to flip down here also just to get Blockbuster to scheme. There's no way we can play Spider-Man, I think, at this point. But Jessica Jones getting into play is probably our best case scenario. Or we can put Quasar in, reduce the threat that goes on here, and get Quake into play. That one's also really good. I think I like that better. I'm going to spend 2 energy to play the Great Malkin. It can generate a Lightning Bolt resource, and after a side scheme is defeated, it gets readied. Then what I think we'll do is I think I just hard play Quake here. I cannot thwart off the main. but I can remove threat. I think I'll just, yeah, I guess I'm just spending 2 here. And we're gonna hard play the Quake. Trying to move all of these down. Move all of these down here. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I think I'm gonna turn these off. I'm kind of using this space now that I see that. Actually, I cannot do that. So we'll just do it like this. If all these supports on the table, we do have Quake in here. Okay. So then what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use the team assembled counter and play an ally with a printed cost of 3 or less. I think we're going to go for Quasar here, because he removes 1 threat from each scheme. I think that's going to help so that the main doesn't scheme out here. So yeah, we'll put Quasar into play. He's going to drop that main down from 2 to 1. We might get some use of Quake's effect here if we let Chimera scheme, which I think we're going to do. Or we can just kill her. I don't know about that one. I'm not sure about that one, so I don't think we're gonna do that. Okay, so we have all these upgrades here. I think I'm gonna start off by tapping the Grey Malkin to deal 1 damage plus 1 for the victory display, so 2 to Chimera. So let's get out another dice here. It's the one I like to use for villains and allies. So she has 2 damage on her. I think we'll have Quake attack for 2, bringing her to 4. That's alright. We're probably going to overkill her. And then I think Cable and Quake are just going to swing on Blockbuster here for 4. Just going to bring him down to 5. Okay, and she's going to take a consequential damage, and Quasar is going to take a consequential, so these guys have 1 damage on them. And I think then we're going to flip down and just ready everything up, and my turn. We didn't get a side scheme there, so there wasn't anything crazy we could really do, but hopefully we find one here. We do see the build support. Okay, and the professor is also really good here. I like what I'm looking at. Okay. So we're gonna start the villain phase here. So the main scheme is gonna go up to 2. It's gonna get another counter because we get 1 as a force response at the start of the villain phase. So Blockbuster is now gonna thwart for a base of 0, 1, and then a boost. If this activation is an attack, it gets overkill. It is not, so he schemes for 1. Chimera is gonna scheme for 1, bringing the main up to 4. And I'm going to use Quake's response. After a minion schemes, I can exhaust her to deal 2 damage. So Chimera is going to get knocked out here. Don't use that response often, so it is pretty nice when it comes out. And then we're going to get an encounter card here. Let's flip it. Vertigo 4. She has guard, so now I cannot attack. When Vertigo attacks you or an ally you control, either stun a character or she gets +2 attack for this attack. She comes in with 4 HP. Okay, that's not too much. Okay, so we're here on... Let's see what we want to do here. Build support here would be really nice, but I just don't have a thwart for it. Or I mean, the professor is really nice. I just don't really have a support for it. Build support does bring in a helicarrier though, which I think I'm a fan of. I think we have to put in the build support. Actually, the professor gets us back any side scheme in the discard. Let's check the discard real quick. I don't think there's one that I would take over the ones in my hand. I think the only one is Technovirus Purge and then Establish Perimeter. Yeah, I didn't think so. I think we have to start with the professor here. So we're going to put the professor into play. I'm going to use it to draw a card. Get heroic intuition. That makes things somewhat interesting here. I think I might just go for it. Just to give me that 3 thwart, I can instantly get rid of build support and then move from there. Is there a better play? Because Quake is rested, so I don't think I have a ton of better options here. I think a build support coming in. This is going to flip to 2A. Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to have to do. So the professor might be able to get us specialized training back later. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start by flipping up. So we have cable here. Maybe I might have a chance to put the specialized training down, so I don't want to do it just yet. No, I think there's no way. I think I have to spend everything in my hand to play everything. Yeah, right? Because that's 1 from here to get the build support in. Yeah, so we're going to rest 1 for the Grey Malkin to put in build support. Comes in with 3. I guess I could thwart this, but that's probably not what I want to spend my time doing. But then the plasma rifle doesn't even... No, yes, because we need quasars to attack to get rid of this minion, so... then I'm going to... Yeah, I mean, this is our only choice. I'm going to spend these 2 to play Heroic Intuition, which just gives me a +1 thwart. I'm going to have Cable thwart the build support completely. It's going to go in the victory display over here on the left. When build support, I can get a support with a cost of 3 or less from my deck or discard pile and put it into play. I think Helicarrier is going to be the choice for sure. We'll grab the Helicarrier, shuffle up. Deck is thinning somewhat, but not a whole lot. So now we have a couple responses here. The Grey Malkin says when a side team is defeated, it can ready. Cable says when a side team is defeated once per phase, we can ready. We can also tap the Skilled Investigator just to see what we draw. Precognition. I actually don't hate this. I can see the top 2 encounter cards and I can discard 1. I mean, that's not bad, or put them back in any order. Yeah, I think I'll play that here in a second. But first, I'm going to exhaust the Grey Malkin. Ooh, do I actually double attack for 2 and then... Yeah, okay, that's better. I'm just going to have Cable and Quasar swing on Vertigo. Knock her out. He takes a Consequential for 4. And then I'm going to tap the Grey Malkin to spend my Plasma Rifle to deal 1 plus Victory Display damage. I'm going to deal 3 to Blockbuster, bringing him to 2 health. Ooh, almost dropped those on the floor. We're good. And then I guess I'll just play the Precognition for my hand. So I can look up to X from the top of the encounter deck, where X is the number of side schemes of the victory display. It's going to be 2. So we're going to look at both of these. So in Midst of Chaos, place 1 additional threat here for each villain under routed. So this is just going to come in with 3. This is basically a free ready. I don't mind this. What is this one? Give the villain a tough status card. Place threat on the main scheme equal to the number of villains under routed. If you control a Morlock ally, either choose to spend 1 damage, deal 1 damage to it, or spend 1 resource. Okay, so he's gonna attack for 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't hate that. I think I'll just keep it in the order. I'll take the side scheme any day. So he's gonna scheme for a base of 3, and we're either gonna give him a tough or a tough or +2 for the attack. I think we might give him a tough, but we'll see. Okay, we're gonna ready up here. A lot of things to ready, not a ton of space, but we make do. I'm gonna put these upgrades that are permanent kind of over here. So my endurance and heroic intuition, we'll just put this way. And the ones that we tap, we'll leave here. Yeah, that works. And we'll ready up. So we know he's going to attack us with a base of 3. We're going to draw up to our hand size of 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have an arrows here. I like that. Mind scan, I also really like if we had a side scheme, that is. Temporal leap. Okay. Okay. Body slide lets us get... Ooh, body slide lets us get any... Basically any side scheme. And then we can play... Oh, we might be able to get our thwart event... Or our thwart upgrade here with specialized training. Or maybe we'll do attack. Ooh, that's... I really like that. I think we'll probably take the attack one at this point in the game. But... yeah, we'll see. I like that. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll be able to recover, get a ready. Okay, yeah. This is like the way that things are going. Okay. I don't know if we have enough for everything I just said, but we're going to figure it out. It's going to go up to 5, and then force response. We place a not counter if there are 3 not counters attached to 2A, so that is going to put 3 on there. We're going to remove all the threat from the scheme, and we're going to advance to 2A. 2A says each player puts one set-aside Morlock ally into play under their control. 2 if this is a single-player game. Shuffle hide into the encounter deck. And then if this was advanced by not counters, all of them get a tough. Action, exhaust the Morlock ally, shuffle hide from the encounter deck, from the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. If there are 3 villains in a route, if this stage is completed or there are no Morlock allies in play, the players lose the game. Okay, so now they're going to start attacking Morlocks. We're going to get 2 in play, and they're going to come in with tough statuses, but they take consequential. This is interesting now. Okay. Still not a ton of space, but they're going to come in. They're both going to get a tough. So now he's not going to attack me. He's going to attack one of the Morlocks. We're going to shuffle hide into the encounter deck. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, wait. I didn't even know this shuffles up. Now we have no idea what our counter cards look like. That's not great. That is really not great, but okay. So I guess our HP doesn't really matter anymore, like it kind of does, but we just have to defend these guys. So we're going to start this. It's going to come in with 0. So, okay, so now it's going to get to his activation. So we're just going to give him +2 for the attack, because he's going to attack from the Morlocks, so in midst of chaos. So let's just say it breaks this one's tough. He's going to flip an encounter card here. Bounded by business. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a Marauder minion that does not share a title with a card in play is discarded. Okay, so let's discard until we find a Marauder minion. Okay, this one instantly comes in with Retaliate 1, Arclight. Okay. She has 5 attack, Retaliate 1, and that's it. Okay, so interesting turn we have here. We do have a lot of things we want to do. I think we're going to start off. I think we wanted to body slide. So let's body slide. We're going to change form. Then we're going to use the professor here to grab specialized training and add it to our hand. It adds it to our hand or puts it in play. Nope, just adds to our hand. Okay, now that we have specialized training, do I want to recover here? Well, I can. I don't think I have to. So I think we're just going to flip back up. I'm going to tap the Helicarrier to put specialized training into play. I'll just put it up here. It comes in with 5. Oh yeah, I do have enough. Okay. And how do I want to do this though? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, okay. This works. This works. Yeah, okay. Does this work? Yeah, yeah, okay. We're going to tap the Gray Malkin to generate a lightning bolt for the plasma rifle. We're gonna deal 3 damage because 1 + 2 in the victory display to arc light. So that's gonna bring her 3 health, but it gains range, so we do not take that retaliate. We're going to have Cable swing the last 2 to knock arc light out. Again, since she is no longer on the table, we do not take that retaliate. Now we're going to tap Deft Focus and I guess spend Temporal Leap to play a Mind Scan onto the Specialized Training. So it removes 3 + 1 for every Thor in the side scheme, so it's going to remove 5. So we're going to completely remove Specialized Training. When it's defeated, we get a Specialization upgrade, and it goes in the victory display. So Mike is not want to cooperate with me right now. I'm not sure why it wants to be like that, but it is. Okay. So we get a specialization upgrade. So we're gonna look here over on the side, pick out a specialization upgrade. At this stage in the game, I might like the attack one the most. We have basically all our schemes thwarted out. I do like this one if our identity takes damage, but then we're not going to be attacked anymore. So I think Combat Specialist is going to be our best bet here. So we're going to put that one into play. Even though this one has to get tapped, I think I'll just try and remember. So when a side scheme is defeated, a couple things happen. We can ready the Gray Malkin, can ready Cable, and we can tap Skilled Investigator to draw us a card. Brings Blindfold. Oh, I think I like Blindfold a lot here, more than Arrows. But we might be able to keep Arrows in our hand. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, yeah, we got the Blindfold. I think what we're gonna do now, I think we're gonna have Cable just go ahead and defeat Blockbuster, or do we have Adam Warlock do it? Or sorry, not Adam Warlock. It looks like Adam Warlock, or do we have Quasar do it? No, because I think I need one of these for a block. So let's just have Cable swing into him for 3. We're gonna tap this. When I perform a basic attack, I can draw 1 card. Got the Power of Justice. I think this means we can play everything in our hand, which is really good. That's going to go ahead and knock out Blockbuster. He's going to go under the routed card. Discard any minion that shares a title with the new one. And the villain activates against each player. So this one's going to come in Grey Crow. He's going to come in and he is going to activate. So he says, when Grey Crow attacks you or an ally, you either can discard the highest cost card you control, or you gain X attack for this attack where X is the printed cost of the highest cost card. So what I think I'm going to do is, I'm just going to let him, the highest cost card I control is 3. So he's going to gain 3 attack here. I'm going to block with Quake. So it's 1. So he's swinging with a base of 4. Give 1 Warlock ally a tough status card. Give the villain an additional boost. Well, that's really good. So he's going to get another tough. And he's going to get 1 more boost here. So it's a base. He was swinging with a base of 4, 5, 6, 7. Quake is knocked out. But really, that is no problem at all. He's going to come in with 9 HP, which is, I mean, that might as well be 0. That's almost nothing. We have Quasar here. I mean, I think we just play our cards from our hand and just, you know, keep it going. We got a good thing going here on this first play. Cable is rest. We're just going to have Quasar swing for 2. Why not? I'll bring him to 7 HP. Quasar is knocked out. Then we are going to play Arrows for 2. For the Power of Justice, that is. Then we're going to tap our recently readied Gray Malkin double to play Blindfold. After she enters play, I can look at the top 5 cards, discard 1, and put the rest back in the same order. So we get like, how many cards are we at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can know almost just 2 turns of even what encounter card I'm going to get next turn. So let's do this in order. So we have an Assault, which is a 0 boost. Grey Crow is going to try and come in. I don't think he can because it's the same listed one. Yeah, I don't think he can. So this is like a nothing encounter card. I think we want to leave these 2 as they are. Another Assault, which is like a attach the villain. Attach to the enemy with the highest attack. They can retaliate 2. I don't like this one at all. Hero action, exhaust the character you control and spend X resources, where X is the number of villains that are routed. Yeah, I think we're just going to discard heavy armament. I don't like this card. And I think the rest are just fine. I don't even think Grey Crow can come into play because it's the same. It's a unique. Yeah. I mean, that looks good. Good by me. I think we'll just have Arrow swing for 1 on Grey Crow, and that's gonna be our turn. He's down to 6. We're gonna draw up 5 in hand. We have a big turn here. We have to call for backup, forced amnesia. Yeah, this is gonna be good for us. Get a Nick Fury into play. Yeah, it's gonna be a huge turn. We might be able to clear it out here. We'll see. Nick Fury's gonna draw us 3. But yeah, let's just ready up. That backslide, or that, what's that card called? Body Slide was really, really strong here. But yeah, so it's gonna start off. We're gonna put 1 on the main for step 1 of the villain phase. He's gonna attack us, force interrupt. We're just gonna let him get plus X for the attack. For X is the highest cost card, which is Helicarrier at 3. Yeah, we're just gonna give him plus X. He's swinging for a base of 4 into one of the Morlocks. We're not gonna defend. Yeah, we're just not gonna defend one of these. They have tough statuses. We already know what's coming up. So it's base of 4, 0. It's gonna break the tough on this one. Okay. Then he's gonna get an encounter card. Grey Crow. He cannot come into the game because he just like unique rule. Is that a nothing encounter card? I might actually have to look that up real quick. You know, looking at the rulings, it's just if the card cannot come into play, I don't know if it surges. I'm just gonna rule that it doesn't. I don't think it changes the optics very much because it would just be an extra attack, maybe breaking that tough because it's that assault. But I don't think it's gonna change the optics very much. So I'm just gonna play it as they can't come in. Maybe if there's FAQ section on here, let me look. Come on, man. Are we serious? Okay. Hopefully that should be the last time. Like, jeez, man, that sucks. Okay, I think mostly everything is on the table in the same way it was before. Okay. Okay. So I did get the ruling. I guess I didn't think about that very closely, but it does surge. So that is the ruling for it. So since it can be put into play, it will surge, which is an assault, which means the villain attacks you. I think we're also just fine with this. So let's just give him a boost. Let's give him plus X again. So he's gonna swing at the base of 4. He's gonna swing at this one with tough. This gets X boost, where X is the number of villains under routed. So it's a swing 4, 5, and then 6. It's gonna just break the tough. I mean, I guess I can block with it, but it's just like, I guess we can choose which one he attacks because it just says we have 2. But okay. So we have no toughs on the Morlocks left, so I guess we do need blocks, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So let's look at our hand real quick. We definitely want Call for Backup to be played. X Bunker is also really good here. We need to start with the Call for Backup. So we're just going to start with the Gray Malkin. We're going to put the Call for Backup in. It has 3. I'm not going to put the counters because I'm instantly going to fort for 3 onto it because of our Heroic Intuition. It's going to instantly put it in the Victory Display. The Victory Display is now at 4. Need to add more counters here. Yeah, we'll just add 2 more counters here. We can put any minion from our deck or discard pile into play, or ally, sorry. And we're just going to choose that Nick Fury we discarded on like turn 1. Nick Fury's going to come into play. I'm going to use his effect to draw 3 cards. So we're going to draw 1. It's a Mind Scan. 2. It's a double. And then we're going to shuffle up. We're going to be dealt an encounter card. Then 3. Telekinetic Blast is huge here. We might be able to go for a kill, but let's see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay. And we're going to get Delta face down encounter card. Okay. Couple things are going to trigger. Where did my Skilled Investigator go? Hello? Did it fall on the floor? Oh, it did? Okay. Ooh. Yeah, I was like, where did that go? Okay, Skilled Investigator. A couple things happen again when we defeat a side scheme. Gray Malkin is going to ready. We're going to ready once per phase when a side scheme is defeated. And Skilled Investigator lets us draw 1 card, which gets us Temporal Leap. So we have so many cards in hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. So many. Yeah, we should be able to get the villain here, but let's see. We have to defeat 3 of them. I should have played the Forced Amnesia, but we're going to play it as is. I don't think we need it. That would have given us... Oh no, because this can only do a maximum of 4 extra, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. It can, because we do have the attack event, but again, we're just going to play it as we played initially. We're going to have Eros... Actually, we're just gonna have the Morlocks deal the damage. I mean, why not? They have some stats on them. Gonna swing 1 at Grey Crow, bring him down to 5. Then I'm just gonna use the Grey Malkin's resource to deal 1 plus a maximum of 4 extra for the victory display. There are 4 in there to deal 5 to him. To put him, you know, reveal the next villain. So what happens is he goes underneath routed, and then the next villain activates against us. So Arclight comes in. When Arclight attacks you or an ally you control, I can either confuse a character I control, or she gets +2 for this attack. Wow, that is a really weak effect in my opinion. Does it get stronger on Expert? Confuse the character with the highest score, she gets +2. Okay, they definitely get a bit. They could definitely get a bit tougher on Expert. She comes in with 10 health. I mean, I'm just gonna let her. Confuse a character I control. Let's just confuse arrows, and I'll just let her attack him. Yeah, I'll confuse arrows, and then I'll just block with him. So she's gonna attack for a base of 1, 2. I mean, arrows is destroyed. I mean, this confused status is gone. He goes to the discard pile. Okay. Ooh, loud noises. Gonna go to the discard pile. Okay, so we have Blindfold here. Salvin use Nick Fury. I mean, I think now what we're going to do, we're just going to swing for 3 because of our combat specialist. We're going to exhaust it to draw 1 more card. Power of Justice. We have a ton of resources. Really not a ton of things to use them on, in my opinion, but that's fine. So we swung for 3, bringing her down to 7. And we have 4 in the victory display. I mean, this should be a pretty simple. We're going to do a Def Focus to reduce the cost of our next superpower. And we're just going to play Telekinetic Blast. It is a superpower plus. We should have a double in this hand. Yes, we'll do the Genius. So it deals 6 damage, plus 1 additional for every card in the side scheme display. I mean, I guess we didn't even need to swing there, but it's going to deal 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bringing her from 7 down to 0. And that is Morlock Siege. But let's just see how much extra we could have done. So that technically is 3 overkill since I did 10 and she only had 7 left. So we're 3 overkill right now. We would swing with 2 more. That'd bring it to 5. I really don't know if we have that much more damage, honestly speaking. We didn't really get damaging events. Yeah, I guess it is just 5 overkill. Lay the Trap comes in with 3, right? Yeah, there's really not a ton. Yeah, there's not a ton I could really do. I mean, I can play all of these cards out of my hand, basically. So I can go Helicarrier for Asakani. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Asakani Sun. Just another upgrade. I mean, play 2 for the X bunker, and then I guess I would like flip down, discarding this. Yeah, I mean, 5 overkill. It's not that bad. I mean, what we got going on, and yeah, that is Morlock Siege. So before we do anything, I guess we'll thwart with Blindfold off the main and bring it to 0. So let's see. Let's look at the campaign and, you know, record some things real quick. Record the title of each villain under the routed campaign log. Under Marauders defeated. Record the number of Morlock allies still in play under Morlock saved. If there's a campaign, record the earned. Okay, yeah. We saved 2 Morlocks. We defeated these 3, Grey Crow, Arclight, and Blockbuster. And yeah, that's it for the Morlock Siege. I will be right back, and we'll get back with the next villain. Okay, so we are back. Let's see what our encounter card would have been. Harpoon with guard. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad of a scenario. I thought it was kind of interesting how the main scheme, you know, it kind of puts you on a bit of a timer. You can't build out too hard. The main scheme instantly flips, and it's like, hey, you have to deal with this now. So it's pretty interesting. We're gonna get our specialization upgrade back to the side. We're gonna take all of these upgrades back here. So one thing good about this campaign is now we do get to start. We get to start with team assembled on the next game. So let's just put a 3-cost ally into play on the first turn. It's pretty strong. We got a lot of good ones in the deck. We got Jessica Jones. We got Quasar. We got Blindfold. All of those are really strong, especially Blindfold because we're in solo to plan ahead all these encounter cards. Help us with that thwarting of 4 if any come in with 4. I mean, I can see a thing where we go for the specialization upgrade turn 1 if we have the power of justice or whatnot. Okay. Shuffling up here. Let's write down the Morlocks. What do we have to write down again for the campaign? So we defeated Arclight, Grey Crow, Blockbuster. Still 2 Murlocs in play. Okay. So we're gonna go to the next one. Let's see what we've got here. On the run. Guess the cowards have had enough. No, this is a strategic withdrawal. X-Force tailed the Marauders. Okay, so the Marauders are escaping here minutes later. I have eyes on them. Is that Archangel? Looks like he's flying around, Angel. You have the girl, yes, Center's inhibitor tech work. Nicely, good. Hand her over. Not so fast. Help us take out the X-Force and she's yours. They're in a construction site and they have Hope. Proceed with the caution team. Let's nail these punks. So, Hope wanted to save the Morlocks and then she got yoinked, it seems. Turned back the Marauders' attack and saved many Morlock lives, but in their retreat they captured Hope Summers. You get the feeling she was the real reason for the attack. Pursue the Marauders to an abandoned construction site on the surface. You crash their attempt to hand Hope over to the Nasty Boys, a known henchman of Mr. Sinister. The Marauder, holding Hope captive, tries to escape, while their combined forces of the Nasty Boys and other Marauders cover their retreat. So, oh, we used the same villain deck, okay. I was not expecting that. So the villains move here. Okay. Gotta get away and escaping with Hope. Encounter deck is on the run, military grade, Mutant Slayers, Nasty Boys. Man, there's so many in here. Let's get the Morlocks back together. Let's put escaped. Or hide. Okay, it's gonna go here. I want to route it. On the Run shares 7 villains from Morlock Siege. Unlike Morlock Siege, however, only one of these villains is chosen at random, is used at On the Run. Only one of these villains chosen at random is used on the Run. Gotta Get Away attaches the Hope's captor attached to the villain confident side face up. Interesting. I guess it's in the next set. The text on Hope's captor requires a player to defeat the attached villain twice in order to win the scenario. The sword resolving the setup on Gotta Get Away. Remove each villain card recorded in the campaign log under Marauders defeated. Okay, so we have to remove Grey Crow, Blockbuster, and Arclight. These are the ones, they've already been defeated, so they can't be the ones that we fight. Okay, we have a couple interesting ones left. For each Morlock saved in the previous scenario, choose a player. Search your deck for one card and add that card to their hand. Shuffle their deck. Okay, so this is all after I draw my starting hand because these are setup abilities. Player as a droop chooses one player side scheme that has not been chosen. Put the chosen player side scheme into play. Mark the player side scheme as chosen in the campaign log. Take each encounter card that corresponds to a player side scheme marked as chosen in the campaign log and shuffle them into the encounter deck. So I guess we do get that one weird looking minion again, and we add another one. Okay. So we need the standard encountered set, military grade, and the mutant slayers. Morlock Siege is the ones that we're not taking. Oh, we need this campaign one. Morlock Siege we don't need. This is from Cable, we'll just put it here. All these are Morlock Siege. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have all of these. We're gonna put them all together. Now we need to choose a player side scheme. Okay, these are the villains we have to use. We're gonna put Morlock Siege back up here. So I gotta read all of these things. Gotta Get Away. Put one random Marauder villain into play. Remove the minion with the same title as the villain along with each other villain from the game. Attach Hope's capture to the villain confident side face up. Charr minion gains steady. In extra mode, the villain also gains steady. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck for a Marauder minion and puts it into play. permanent. Advances to 2A. Interesting. Okay. So they get 6 more health. Okay, so we gotta pick one of these at random. Just gonna shuffle up. Gonna randomly pick one. Whatever comes out on the top. Pick Harpoon. Okay. These 3 are removed, and I guess Harpoon is also removed from the encounter deck. Okay. I guess we can't shuffle up yet. I have to choose a player side scheme to put in. So I guess we're going to do that now. I forgot where I put those. Other ones here. Safe house support. I like mission prepped. Let's do that one. So mission prep, its opposite is scrambler. Let's see. Wait, he's a marauder though. When revealed, each player chooses the encounter deck for a marauder minion and puts it into play. Wait, so it's not even revealed? Well, you might have just made our life so easy. This guy has 3 health. Yeah, he doesn't do any of this stuff. He doesn't surge or anything. He's just put into play. So I guess that's what we're gonna do with the setup. That makes it like really easy, right? Because all the other Marauders have more health, 4, 5. I mean, this guy has 1/1 stats. Like, I guess I can put him back into play again when it advances. I think I just... Is this a Marauder 2? I say it is. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck for a Marauder minion and puts it in play. Yeah, I guess Scrambler is the best one because he doesn't have a he doesn't even have a 1 defeated effect. These other ones have like Retaliate, Guard. I mean, yeah, I'll choose Scrambler. Why not? Okay, I guess Scrambler's gonna come into play. This is gonna attach to Harpoon. It's gonna come in with 1 threat. This is gonna come in with 4. Okay. All right, let's start it up. Start it up. Okay, everyone, so we're going to start with the second scenario of the campaign here. We are doing On the Run. Our chosen marauder is Harpoon. He or she, I'm not able to tell really from this. Looks like a he. He comes in with 10 attack. 10 health, 0 scheme to attack, force interrupt. When he attacks you or an ally, either I take 2 indirect damage, or I give him an additional boost card. He gets the attachment Permanent Hope's Captor. When the villain would attack you, if a marauder minion is engaged with you, he schemes instead. And then it says has a force interrupt. When his hit point dial would be reset to 0. Reset his hit points to what it says stated on here, and then flip Hope's Captor over. Gotta Get Away is their 1B main scheme. Each marauder minion gains steady. In expert mode, the villain gains steady, but we're not in expert right now. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck for a marauder minion and puts it into play. I chose Scrambler. He is part of... since I put this side scheme into play from the campaign mission prep, Scrambler enters the deck, and since he is a marauder minion, I just chose him. He has 3 attack. He doesn't do anything when he dies. He has no bad effects. He's just 1/1/3 attack. I mean, it's really not much of a threat. Mission prep here is another side scheme. And we do have the environment from the previous game, Team Assembled. Just lets us play a 3-cost ally basically whenever we want. So I already think we're off to a good start here. I mean, yeah, because it doesn't reveal the minion. It just puts them into play. So he doesn't surge or discard any upgrades or anything like that. So we're just going to shuffle up, see what our hand gets here. And then we do have 2 setup effects. One is because our Morlock survived the last turn, so I can literally tutor any card from my deck into my hand. I think technically I could tutor 2, but the wording was unclear, so I'll just tutor 1. And then, yeah, I think that's the only other setup effect for me. So let's just draw up to our hand size and see what we can find here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I do like a lot of these actually. Yeah. I think we might put the specialized upgrade into play first here. But what would I get rid of from this hand is the question. I mean, the specialization does get us some good things. Or we go build support for the Grey Malkin. That's also very strong. If we do that, we can do... I'm also able to tutor any card that I want. So before that, I think we'll just discard... I don't think we need these 2 in our hand right now. Let's see if we can find anything more interesting. I think keeping the rest is okay. Let's see if I regret that. Drop Endurance and another Mind Scan. Double Mind Scan is really interesting here. This is a tough one. Do I want to tutor build support into my hand and then put specialized training into play? I think that's the move. So I think that's what we'll do. Okay. Let's do that. So for my setup ability, I think, oh, but we can't have more than one player side scheme. Oh, no, it's fine. We just have to clear one first. And I think the first one we have to clear has to be this. It has to be build support. So we'll add specialized training to our hand. So for his setup ability, I would choose to add. I think I'll just put specialized training into play. And for his tutor ability, because of the campaign buff, I'm going to add build support to hand. I'm going to shuffle up. Specialized training comes in with 5 here. I think we're fine with leaving Scrambler on the board. I mean, he's just going to hit us for 1. His Harpoon's going to scheme on the first turn. I don't think there's really any major threats that I have to deal with. I think we're fine with just getting set up here. Okay, so that's going to start with us. We're going to flip up to Cable here. I'm going to go ahead and... Wait, did I do this the opposite way? I think I wanted to put build support in. No, I did this the correct way. I'm going to have Cable thwart for 2 off specialized training to bring it to 3. Then I'm going to spend a double to play Mind Scan. Right now it's just a 3 thwart event, but it will clear off specialized training. And so I will get a specialization upgrade into play. Also, when a side scheme is defeated, we can ready Cable. So for this game, for the specialization upgrade, I'm thinking we will do... it's looking like the thwart one here. So we'll go ahead and take Surveillance Specialist. We get +1 thwart, so now we're at 3 thwart. We'll just put that on here. Just so I remember. I mean, it's going to move around, but we'll put it on anyways. We got 3 thwart, and whenever we thwart, we can draw a card. With that being said, then we're going to move on and go ahead and do... We're going to spend 1, getting rid of established perimeter to play build support. It's going to come in here with 3 threat. When it's defeated, each player may search their discard pile or deck for a support with a cost of 3 or less or put it into play. I'm going to go ahead and thwart for 3 off of build support. It's going to clear it completely. It says hero response after I make a basic thwart, exhaust, and draw a card. I'm going to drew into Spider-Man here. I actually really like that. Yeah, that's like really strong for us. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that, I think. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Build support comes in. It gets cleared, so we can search our deck for a support. We're going to go ahead and put the Gray Malkin into play. This is just it generates a lightning bolt resource for us, and at any time a side scheme is cleared, we get to anytime a side scheme is cleared, we get to ready it, so we can generate another resource. Okay, so the Gray Malkin is in play here. I think, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and tap the Gray Malkin, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go ahead and just hard play Spider-Man, Peter Parker from our hand. He says after I play him from our hand, we can remove 3 threat from a side scheme per player. Well, it's only a single player game, so we're gonna bring this down to 1. I think we're also just going to use the team assembled here action. We're going to remove this assembly counter. We're going to search our deck and discard pile for an ally with a cost of 3 or less and put it into play. This is going to be a really big turn for us. We're going to go ahead and put Quasar into play. Quasar comes in. After he enters play, I can remove 1 threat from each scheme in play, which is extremely strong. We're going to remove off the main, and we're going to remove off mission prep. That's going to defeat it. When defeated, we can flip this and put mission prepped into play. It's just shuffling up here after searching for Quasar. So we're going to flip this to an environment. It says, enters play with 1 prep counter. I can remove 1 prep counter and search for the deck or discard pile for an upgrade with a printed cost of 2 or less and put it into play. I don't know if we want to do that right now. We might get the Professor. I think I'm fine with this guy thwarting on the first turn, so I think I'll just send both his attacks to Harpoon. Yeah. So we'll just deal 4 damage to him here. Bring him down to 6, and him thwarting, I'm really not afraid of that. He only has a base thwart of 0, so I mean, I think I'm cool with this. And then we're just gonna ready up. That was a very strong turn, especially because of all the upgrades and things we got. Let's draw up to our hand size of 5. Okay. Couple interesting ones here. I wouldn't really say this is a great hand by any means, not looking at it, but it's definitely interesting. Precognition can be strong. That's okay. Let's just start this off. So the main is going to go ahead and go up by 1 because of the villain. He's going to activate against us. He wants to attack, but Hope Captor says when the villain would attack you, if there's a Marauder minion engaged, which there is, he's going to scheme instead. So he's going to scheme for a base of 0. He's going to flip a boost card, add 3 to the main. So it's going to take it from 1 to 4. Okay. And then Scrambler is going to attack us for 1. We're just going to take that. We're going to go from up 12 down to 11, and we're getting an encounter card. Hidden in the clutter. Attach to the enemy with the fewest remaining hit points. When any amount of damage would be dealt to the attached enemy, place it here instead. If there is at least 3 damage here, the attached enemy attacks the player who dealt the damage just placed here, then discard this card. Okay, so now he essentially has 3 health. It's still not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Okay. So we want to try and find a scheme here so we can ready. I'm looking at my hand. Really not the biggest fan of like any of these cards right here. There's no way we can even defeat this guy this turn because of that upgrade he got. So I think we're just gonna try our combat specialist. Let's just thwart for 3. We're gonna exhaust this so we can draw a card. We got the plasma rifle. See, now that's something that we could do something with here, it looks like. Okay, yeah, I like that. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just hard play the plasma rifle. Plasma rifle comes in. What I want to do here. We probably want to, I mean, eventually we want to push damage on this guy. Plasma rifle is just a free 3 every turn. So we probably want to start getting rid of Scramble. We can do mission prep actually to thin our deck a bit. So we're going to search our deck and discard pile for an upgrade with a cost of 2 or less and put it into play. We probably should have done that just to get Thwart out of the deck. Or we do Sealed Investigator. That one's not bad either. I think we just put Sealed Investigator into play here just to get out of the deck. Temporal Leap. I don't hate that one either. Skilled Investigator or Heroic Intuition. I think we're going Skilled here. Because Heroic Intuition is a lightning bolt, right? So we can spend it for our Plasma Rifle. Still, without a scheme to play, there's not a ton we can do here. Okay. Put Skilled Investigator into play. So I think what we're just going to do, we're just going to spend the Grey Malkin resource for the Plasma Rifle. We're going to deal 3 damage, but that's just going to get rid of this upgrade. Then it says, if at least 3 damage here, he attacks the enemy who placed the damage here. He's going to attack us for 1. We're just going to take it. It's not a big deal. Brings us down to 10 HP. Then we're just going to have both of these guys swing on him to KO him for 4 damage. They're both going to take a consequential. Then I think we just save the mind scan here. I guess we could deft focus, right? I don't think we need Asakani's Son. So for 1, we'll play deft focus, and then we'll just play the precognition just to see. So we can look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, put them back in any order, and discard 1 if we so choose. I actually really like Technovirus Resurgence right here. I want this as an encounter card. So I think I'm going to just change the order. I'm not sure that's the order they came out here. This is just a 3 boost. We're going to have Quasar block. Yeah. No, I think we love that. As long as it doesn't go into our hand right now. But that's just the risk we have to take. If it goes into our hand, it's not a huge deal. We would have just played it for 0. But let's just see what happens here. So we're going to draw up 2, 3, 4, 5. We did not get it in our hand, which is really good for us. So we're going to start here. We're going to go for 2. He wants 2 because of step 1 in the villain phase. He's going to try and activate against us because we do not have a minion in play. He is actually going to attack. Force Interrupt when he would attack me or an ally. I either take 2 indirect damage or give him 1 face down additional boost. Ooh, I was going to give him the face down additional boost, but then I just realized that would get rid of the encounter card we wanted. So we're not going to do that. I think we will take the 2 indirect. So I will block with Quasar here. I will take 2 indirect, bringing me down to 8. He's going to flip a base of 2, 3, 4, 5. Quasar is going to be defeated, but that's okay with us because we're going to get an encounter card, and we already know what it is because of precognition. We have the Technovirus Resurgence. I start to my deck, discard pile, hand, and victory display for Technovirus Purge attached to this card. And so that's what we're going to do here. I don't think I discarded it, so it should still be in the deck. So here it is. It was 2 cards from the top. This player side scene comes into play with 5. Characters other than capable cannot remove threat from the purge, so only my hero and events I play. And when it's in the victory display, I gain the psionic trait and +1 to all my stats, which is really powerful. But okay, so, and that's back to us. That was the villain turn. Okay, so I think we're just going to start off really simple and easy here. We're just going to get rid of this Technovirus Purge. So what I think we're going to do, we'll just start off with swinging. Do I thwart to get some attack here? Or I can flip him to... What happens when we defeat the villain, I guess, is a more important question. Let's look here. His flips over. He gets 6 hit points. Advance the main scheme to 2A. When the villain would attack you from a Marauder minion is engaged, he schemes instead. I don't think that matters too much. What happens when it goes to 2A? Each player searches the encounter deck and discard power for a Marauder minion, puts it into play, and gives each Marauder enemy a tough. It's guard and steady. And it's going to start off with 1, 3. It's going to start off with 2, and he's going to scheme as soon as it flips because there's a Marauder minion. This has 2 on it, but this doesn't matter because it's going to flip. It's going to come in. This is a bit tough. I don't think we want to. I think we will swing for the first attack, though. I do like that. So we're going to swing on him for 2 here. Bring him down to 4. Just because we want that ready when we defeat the Purge. Technovirus Purge. I'm going to rest Def Focus and the Grey Malkin here so that I could just play Mind Scan from my hand. I'm going to remove 3 threat from a scheme and 1 additional for each side scheme of the victory display. I forgot to add these tokens. There's currently 2 in there right now. I guess I would do this the other way around. I want this one. Yeah, there we go. So there's 2 in there right now. I'm going to Mind Scan him. Technovirus Purge for 5. That's going to clear this, put it into the victory display. So now there's a lot of things that are going to happen, a lot of responses. We're going to gain a counter. There's 3 in the victory display now. This is going to get discarded. So no more... no more acceleration icon. So as soon as we defeat a main scheme, a side scheme of the response, we're going to ready Cable, response to the Grey Malkin, we're going to ready it, and we're going to do a hero response on Skilled Investigator. When a side scheme is defeated, we can draw a card. We drew into the X bunker here, okay. But now we have 3 attack, 3 defense, and 4 thwart, which is very powerful. I think we're just going to spend the Grey Malkin one more time. We're going to call for backup here. Each player may search their deck, discard pile, stack and discard pile for an ally, and put it into play. We're just going to have Cable thwart that out for 4, put another one into the victory display. So now there's 4 in there. And we can put any ally into play. So, we will... I'm not really sure the order. So this is a when defeated. This is after your hero performs a basic thwart. I think this happens first. So we're going to do this to draw a card. Luckily, we didn't draw into the Nick Fury there, which is who we want to play. But now we'll do the when defeated effect on the player side scheme. I don't really know the order there. I'm going to put Nick Fury into play. We have to shuffle up the deck. Shuffle up. Not a ton of cards. We might deck out here. Might have to count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, there's a lot more than I thought there was. We're not decking out. Because ideally, we probably want to push and go for the kill next turn. Okay. So that's that. So Nick Fury is going to come into play. We're going to use his effect. After he enters play, we're going to choose to draw 3 cards. So we're going to go 1. Body Slide is strong here. Jessica Jones. And the Power of Justice. Okay. We have a lot of things we can do here. After a side scheme is defeated, the Grey Malkin is going to ready back up. So we can generate another resource. Cable does not ready because his is only once per phase. What do we want to do here? He might be able to X bunker just to get like kill shot. No, it's gonna be really hard to get the kill shot in general because I think it's fine to flip him to the next phase now that I'm looking at our hand. Problem is we don't have a lot of the ally space here. But I think we can make it work. Is Jessica Jones gonna come in with 2 attack? Yeah. It can work out here. It can work out here. That's fine. That's fine. We're just going to do... We're going to tap the Grey Malkin to exhaust the... To generate a lightning bolt to exhaust the plasma rifle. We're going to deal 1 damage plus up to 4. There are 4 in the victory display. We're going to deal 5 to Harpoon. It's going to knock him into proverbial stage 2. So it says, when the villain will be defeated, reset the attached villain hit points to its printed hit points value. And flip this card and reveal it. So when revealed, the permanent gets the villain. So let's do it in order. The villain's HP goes back up to 10. When revealed, the villain gets 6 per player extra hit points. So instead of 10, it goes to 16. And it says advance the main scheme to 2A. This effect can't be canceled. So we're going to go to 2A. It says each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Marauder minion and puts it into play. Each Marauder enemy gets a tough status. Let's just put Scrambler back into play here. He doesn't have a lot of health. As long as the minion had less than 4 health, it didn't really matter. And we have to give each of them a tough status. So we're going to do 4. A tough here and a tough here. We're going to flip this over. This comes with two. It starts with two per player. Oh, sorry, one per player threat, so it goes up by one. And then this just says when Harpoon attacks you or an ally. Oh, sorry. Now each Marauder minion has guard and steady, so we cannot attack Harpoon while Scrambler is in play. But that's okay. We're probably gonna play Jessica Jones here. Looking at my hand. Yeah. So we're gonna use. I don't think we need Heroic Intuition anymore. So I'm gonna spend these 3 to play Jessica Jones. She gets +1 Thor for every side scheme in play. We're not gonna really be using her for that. We're going to attack Scrambler to remove his tough. Take a consequential, and then Nick and Jessica Jones are going to attack Scrambler to knock him out. And now that there's no Marauder minion in play, he is no longer scheming instead of attacking. They both take a consequential damage. I'm trying to remember all these effects. Marvel Champions can be quite an interesting game. Okay. Still have a couple cards left in my hand here. I either play Blindfold. I don't think I want to play Blindfold here. I think I kind of have the wind. Especially with Lay the Trap coming out next turn, which is just a free 5 on the enemy. How many attack events do I have left? I don't know how many I've seen. I don't think I've seen any. I've seen 1, and I think there's 3 in the deck. I mean, it should be pretty easy for us to get the kill. The attack event's going to be doing 10, and I have 5 off the side. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I do really like, though, the body slide if we want to tutor for an attack event. Maybe I play X Bunker, keep the body slide and lay the hand in. No, that's just really, it's just like not worth doing in my opinion. Yeah, we're not going to keep the body slide, so let's just spend 1 to put Lay the Trap in. It's going to come in with 3 threat. It says when defeated, the player who defeated this can deal 5 per player damage to the villain. So when we defeat that, it will just be like swinging 5 on the villain. Or I guess it's not swinging 5, it just deals damage, so it gets around guard and things like that. And yeah, I'll just play these 2. I'll just put the X Bunker down. And I think that's going to be our turn. We're going to ready all of these things up and hopefully have a big turn here. Actually, should I flip down? No, because we can definitely lose. It goes up by 3. Yeah, we don't want to flip down. We don't want to scheme into an advance. That would be really bad. Plus, he has +1 scheme. So yeah, we definitely don't want to flip down here. I'm going to draw up 5 cards. Skilled Investigator, Lock and Load, Temporal Leap, Professor, and Quake. Wow, that is really unlucky considering I think there's 2 attack events left in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I mean, that's just, that's how it goes sometimes. Okay. This is going to go up by 2 per player. So it's going to go up to 3. Maybe we draw into it off our basic Thor. Wow, that's really unlucky in my opinion. So he has a base of 3 attack. Well, he has 3 attack now with Hope's Captor. So when he attacks you, you can either give him 1 additional face down boost or take 2 indirect. I'm going to give him an extra boost. I'm going to block with Nick Fury. So he has a base of 3 +0 +1. It's a base of 4. Nick Fury is gone. He was going to leave at the end of the phase anyway. Then we are going to flip an encounter card here. Slab, Teamwork. This is not a Marauder minion, though. Comes on with 5 attack, 5 health, 1 attack, 1 scheme. When Slab attacks, place 1 growth counter on him. He gains +1 attack for each growth counter. Okay. And that's all we've got. So I think we still might have the kill here. We just need some damage. I think we just hard play the Quake. Just so she can ping off a tough. I mean, I'm not sure like who does it doesn't really matter too much. So because of that, I'm just gonna have Spider-Man to swing, break the tough. He's going to be knocked out because of consequential damage. Then we're going to have Cable for 3 because of his surveillance specialist upgrade. Oh, I should keep the player. We see that Technovirus purchase in the side scheme. It's kind of hard to keep track of his extra stats, but he's thwarting for 4. So I will tap this to get a draw when thwarting. We get into under surveillance. And then we're going to defeat. Oh, wait. I want to go back a little bit. I guess there's really no. We'll just go back a little bit. It hasn't happened yet. I'll just tap the Grey Malkin so we can deal 5 damage to the enemy. I'll bring him down to 11. And then we'll do the thwart. We'll draw off combat specialist. Draw under surveillance. We're gonna clear lay the trap. We deal 5 damage to the villain. Now there's 5 in the victory display. I'm gonna do one more in here. So we deal 5 to the villain. That brings it from 11 down to 6. Okay. A lot of things happen when we defeat a side scheme. For one, we can tap Skilled Investigator to draw a card. I'm looking for an attack event. We did not find it yet again, which is crazy in my opinion. Then the Grey Malkin is going to ready up, and so is Cable once per phase because of his ability. But I do think with the arrows we drew, we do have the kill here just barely. This guy is not a Marauder, right? So there's no guard. Nope, this is a Nasty Boy, which is a really funny name. Yeah, I think we can just take this home here. We're going to have Cable swing for 2, Jessica Jones swing for 2s, and take a consequential. So we're doing 4 total, 6 down to 2. I don't know how easy it is to see that. Okay. Then we just kind of just play minions, I guess. So we want to go these 2 to play arrows. We're not going to use his response. I guess we could if we... No, we don't have any science resources. That's fine. He comes in. Oh, he has 1 attack. Luckily, we have another minion in hand. We're going to spend 2 more resources to play Quake. And then we're going to tap the Grey Malkin. We're going to put the Professor into play underneath our control, which is fine. And yeah, it just should be the game. We're going to have Arrows and Quake swing. Well, Arrows swing for 1, bring him down to 1 health. And then Quake is going to swing for 2, and that's going to bring him to 0. And that is on the run, defeated. Harpoon was our enemy. Slab was left on the board. Let me make sure we don't have to defeat Slab on the thing. Victory, march each campaign environment as earned. And record the identity. Yep, no, that's it. Yeah, we got Hope back. They were not able to escape with her. And yeah, that was on the run. First impressions of this Justice Cable deck. I think Cable is insanely strong. Where was his attack events? Okay, there's only 2 in the deck, so we were just missing 1. But man, not seeing it till that was almost thought we didn't have the kill there, but we did. Yeah, I guess he only has 2 copies. I thought he had 3 for some reason. I think maybe it's his thwart event he has 3, or maybe all of them are just 2. No, his thwart event he has 3. His attack he has 2. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I thought we were just getting really unlucky. Yeah, first impressions of Cable, I think he's extremely strong. I mean, being able to play any player side schemes is just crazy in my opinion. Some high thwart. That Technovirus Purge, it kind of reminds me of, it reminds me, one, of Cyclops a lot. You really don't ever want to play his Visor until you get his obligation. And so in either of those games that we played, his obligation came up with the second one, and I think in the first one I just ignored it when I drew it, because when it comes up, I mean, hey, it just puts a player side scheme into play for you. I mean, if you don't have one set up for the next turn, that is, but you almost always clear them the turn you play them. And it's just a buff. It's like you clear it, you get a ready, and then, well, as long as you have the thwart event. See, that's where it gets tricky. If you don't have the thwart event in your hand, then it's kind of bad, but I mean, you get +1 to all your stats in the psionic trait. I don't know if I would ever build around psionic on him, but it is interesting to think about. I'm sure there's some builds that could lean really heavy into the purge and psionic cards, so maybe you can like on your setup ability you look for a stored event that he has 3 copies of, so you have a really high chance of seeing it. And then your setup ability, you want to play the purge, but it kind of sucks because it only costs 0. Or like specialized training, build support, I mean those all cost 1, so like usually you'd want to get those down instead. But no, Cable is extremely strong. First impressions of these two scenarios, I think Morlock Siege is really interesting. I don't really have any super big thoughts on it. I'd have to play it a couple more times. I think I like the multi-villain scenarios. I like that you have to beat 3 of them, so it's still around the same amount of health. I like that they activate against you once one of them is defeated. I think it adds a bit of like slowing people down who are just rushing them. You have to like put an ally on the board, or they all have, or maybe you have to defeat it when you're flipped down so they scheme instead. I think there's some interesting things you can definitely do there. Probably a bit more tougher than I feel this one is, in my opinion. I mean, I have to look if there's any cards that get harder in here with Expert, but I don't think so. I'm just like reading these. Oh yeah, so like in Expert mode, the villain has steady, but I mean their stats are so low. I mean, I guess they're higher on this phase, right? So let's see an Expert type of. I have to play these on Expert anyways eventually, or I will. So each Marauder minion gains steady, okay, and Expert on the villain also gains steady, so you can't really stun or confuse them really easily. And this just said, and each Marauder minion gains guard and steady, and Expert on the villain gains steady, so it's kind of the same thing. Let's see how much harder the Marauders, I guess, get on Expert. So let's look here. When he attacks you or an ally you control, you can just take 2 indirect or add 1 face down a boost card. Okay, on Expert, when Harpoon attacks you or an ally, take 3 indirect, which is definitely a big buff. Or they get one additional face down boost, and it gains overkill. Now this, okay, I can definitely see these being a lot more challenging, or at least a lot more tricky. The overkill is definitely a big thing, because man, that's nasty. You can't chump block at all against this one specifically. I guess I have to look at some of the other ones here. Well, Harpoon needs to go back in here, but we have Riptide on normal. Plays 2 threat on the main and 1 on every side scheme, or he gets +2 for the attack. See, that's like whatever. But if all of these guys gain overkill, it's kind of crazy. Plays 3 threat on the main and 1 on each side. That is 3 threat on the main is crazy. I don't think I'd ever pick that. This says gains 2 attack and gains range and piercing. Okay, so this one can be blocked. Riptide on Expert, I wouldn't think is that much of an upgrade. We have Vertigo here. She attacks you or an ally you control, either stun a character, which can be nasty. Not really if you're playing Warlock Siege, they're really easy targets. She gets +2. So it's kind of whatever on standard. I think that's the theme with most of them. Or we have the Force Interrupt, stun a character you control with the highest attack, or she gets +2. Okay, the ones that just get +2, these are definitely not good. They're very easy. No overkill or piercing or anything like that. When she attacks you or an ally, you have to spend a sign, so she gets +2. Does she get overkill on this? Spend 2 signs to get +2. Yeah. Okay, so some of these Marauders get a lot harder. I'd say for the most part, they really don't get that much harder now that I'm taking a deeper look at them. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Arclight. Confuse a character +2, and this is confuse the highest order +2. Yeah, see, that's not bad at all. Grey Crow, maybe this guy has something interesting about him. So it's either you discard the highest cost card you control, or he gets X attack for, or X is the printed cost of the highest card. So this was kind of nasty, or like could be nasty in standard. Let's see what the back does. Discard each card you control with the highest cost. Oh my gosh, wait, so if it's a tie, he gets rid of all of them, or he gets plus for this attack, where X is the printed cost of the highest card. Oh. Yeah, since his second one doesn't really get any worse, you would just never pick... I don't think you would ever pick the first one even on standard, but since the second one doesn't even get worse, how he works doesn't really change. He's a 1-1 to a 2-2. I don't think that one's that much harder. When Blockbuster attacks you or an ally, either give him a tough or he gets +2, and on this one, he gets 1 extra attack and 1 extra scheme. he gets a tough status, which is the same, or he gets +2 in overkill. See, like, this one's nasty, because tough slows you down, but there's a lot of characters or, like, allies that can ping it, and overkill, like, the overkill ones are definitely nasty. So, like, I guess I'd want to avoid Harpoon and Blockbuster if we're talking about, expert mode. I will give these guys a try on expert, and outside of the campaign, it was not a fair shot to, I was not giving On the Run a fair shot because I had all these campaign upgrades like team assembled and mission prepped and being able to tutor any card of my choice on the first turn. Like that, all that's kind of crazy. Seems like the campaign doesn't have a lot of downsides right now. Initial review of that as well. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, I think that is it for right now. Next stream, whenever that is, we will go ahead and do, I think the next two in the box is Juggernaut and Mr. Sinister, and then we'll end with, I think Strife is the last one. So yeah, I assume those two, heard some good things. People like Juggernaut, even though they say he might be a bit simple for him, but kind of fitting for the character. So we'll do that. Thanks y'all for hanging. Thanks y'all for chilling out and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. I wonder if it keeps going on YouTube. It does.